Welcome to The Artist Matters. I'm Alex Rudy. Each episode features an artist sharing their creative journey, their origins, what inspires them, their process, and offering up a little inspiration, motivation, and advice to help you on your creative journey. Whether you're doing it for fun or looking to make a living, this show will help you on your journey and let the world know your art matters. Hello, one and all. It is Alex Rudy, your host of the Artist Matters podcast. Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here. The Artist Matters isn't completely gone. I do appreciate you checking me out. It's just, as I said at the end of the year, I wanted to focus on writing and other things, and I've been doing that. I have. It's been an interesting time, and I figure we're at the halfway mark of the year-ish, June, and I just thought I'd come in and give you an update on what's been going on these last 6 months or so. I do keep a goal book. Every year I buy one. You can get one for under $1 from most places. Just a regular little notebook. And I put in the beginning something of how I expect the year to go or how I want the year to go. And then I list my goals for each week. If like the next week after that is like 2 days left in the month, I'll include those. I don't want to just... It's just nice. And then I recap the month once I'm done with it. So I thought I'd let you in on some of the things that's been going on here. So you see how I've been doing. So let's see. Well, in my goal book here, 2021, the theme is I want it to be more fun. Well, I'm going to be 51 this year. Coming up soon, next month, yep. And I'd like to think I'm in my second act, my next phase, whatever that may be. And it started off as a very strange time. In the very beginning of the year, I think, I don't know, I felt a little tickle in my throat, was coughing. So I wanted to get COVID tested. And I had to sign off at my day job to leave and get tested. Actually, finding a place to do the COVID test was a little challenging at first. I tried one close to the job, then I went back home and found an urgent care place near me. And they gave you the option for either the 3-day test or the rapid test. The rapid test had a fee, but you'd get it back like within 15, 20 minutes. But I opted for the free one first. But as I was in the waiting room, I said, you know what, maybe I should do the rapid. But when they came back, I said, I'll do the rapid. And they said, no, you're already signed off on the 3-day. I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't really want to wait. So I went back home and talked to my wife, and she said, you should get the rapid. So luckily, I found another branch of that urgent care and went and got the test, the rapid one, where they shoved the gigantic Q-tip up your nose, stimulating that part of your brain. Yikes. But thankfully, the test came back negative on both counts. So it was very peculiar to start off my year that way. And of course, we had the storming of the Capitol building. That was very bizarre. Still, we had COVID going on and we couldn't go anywhere. Wanted to go up to New York, visit family. They usually have an event there, but it was best that we didn't travel, you know. What you gonna do? I also wanted to do some maintenance on my body. So I think it was, 2 times in January I got deep cleanings on my teeth. I went to the dentist and did a deep cleaning. They did one side of my mouth and they did the other side a few weeks later. January ended on a very high note. My stepdaughter got engaged. We couldn't be there up in New York, but we got to see it. They put us on a video conference call so we could join in on the magical moment. That was very nice. So happy for her. And her new fiancé. I had said I wanted to work on stuff, so I did continue writing my scripts. I was writing my show idea, Reset. Has to deal with time travel. And I wrote a lot more of this one particular episode. I think I have 2 in the pipe. And then once I finished that, I went back and revisited them and kind of streamlined them, edited them a little more. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Believe you and me. Looking at my list here, I did some more of my favorite movies of the months on YouTube, so you can check that out. I'll give you a link. I did my January, February, March, April, and that was it, because I already had done May last year. Yeah, that's right. You could always check them out. It's always a delight to do that. And thanks to streaming services, I was able to watch some and add a few new to the list, like Parasite. I could see what won the Oscar. I didn't think much of it when it started, but damn, it was such a good movie. The way things turn in that movie, wow, it was so good. And The Untouchables, another foreign movie. The Upside is a remake of that, and the original is still better. The Upside was good, but The Untouchables was so good. I think it's still on Netflix. Gotta check it out. I also finally got to see Mud. I'm wanting to see that one for a while, and it was worth the wait. Good performance by Matthew McConaughey. Hillbilly Elegy. Very well acted. Amy Adams and Glenn Close. Wow, it's a true story. And we're checking out. In a great surprise, the epic, huge movie of Zack Snyder's Justice League definitely lived up to the hype. It's 4 hours, but it's so worth it. Much better than its original incarnation from 2017. Did some binge watching too. Got to see one of my new favorite shows, Schitt's Creek. Yeah, we recommended to see it. I'm so glad we did. It was such a good show. So entertaining, so fun. A really good story concept. Seems very simple, but it works so well. And yes, I can do an impression of Moira Rose. Have to fold the cheese at Sunset Bay with my son David and my daughter Alexis. Such a good one. Also binge watched all of Veep. Such a funny show, but it got a little darker at the end there. I don't really like the way it ended. It's a very peculiar ending, but it's the way it was, I guess. Nothing you can do about that. The Friends reunion was good, and so was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air one. Thanks, HBO Max. And of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe on Disney Plus kicked into high gear with the 2 series, WandaVision and The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Both very well done. It's nice to see those characters expanded and do different things and introduce us to some new ones. And I did mention I wanted to do some maintenance on my body. You know, I'm in my 50s, so there's some things I got to take care of. I had my prostate checked. The doctor said it was exquisite. That's a very bizarre adjective to describe that area of me. Thanks, I think. And of course, the rite of passage when you reach 50, the colonoscopy. Boy, that was a memorable time. For those of you who have never done it, you got to get this powdery stuff. Fill it with water. You can add stuff like Crystal Light. We used lemon and put it in water bottles and measured it out. And every 15 minutes, you got to drink this stuff. And be prepared to poop a lot until your poop becomes water. It is the weirdest thing to hear a gush of water coming out at that end. But that's the way it's got to be, right? So, yeah, the next day I had this is the day before, and the day of, you finish up the concoction, and then I did the colonoscopy. They knocked me out. And the doc said it was nice and clean. I'm like, oh, cool. So Don't have to go back for another 10 years. Got it done. Glad I did it. Not that I'm looking forward to doing it again, but glad that I did it and the results were positive. So yes, if you're around my age, get it done. Got to do it. It's not comfortable, but hey, uncomfortable things can yield very comfortable results sometimes. And I was able to finally get my COVID vaccines. I got the Moderna. Just when they lowered the age to 50. I went to a pharmacy the week before and I was too young, but I was on their waiting list. And then once it dropped to 50, they called me up, said, yep, get me in there. Hey, I'm traveling soon, so I don't want any nonsense. I know people can travel anyway, and it's not too big of a deal, but I want some peace of mind to know that I'm vaccinated. And looking out for me and my familia. Our pool filter motor conked out. That was in March. Talk about March Madness. And we weren't able to get someone to repair it for 2 weeks. So yeah, we had that green swampy look on the surface of the pool. So nasty. But very grateful it only took 2 weeks to the day that the guy who actually built our pool came by and fixed it. And yeah, obviously it took a few days to get it back to a decent color and vacuuming and scooping out all this stuff. Yeah. Draining the filter. That was a relief. I did some online classes. I did one on a passive income course and invested in a P2P website. Peer-to-peer, if you don't know what that is. People who want loans can go there. They don't have to necessarily go to the banks to get a loan. And you can invest in that loan and make a little something from that. I didn't know that existed. So I've been doing that. And I started a course that has screenwriters as guests, and they probe deeper into their thought processes, particular movies, and how they came up with ideas, how they were focusing on characters. It's a good one. It's a long course. There's a lot of people interviewed, and the average interviews are almost an hour and 20 minutes, so you're getting a lot from them. I've actually been reading scripts, which has helped a great deal. I read the entire script for The Dark Knight. Wow. You know, having seen the movie so many times, I know these scenes and well, how do you write that? That has been so helpful. I understand at least the way Christopher Nolan and David Goyer write scenes. I started reading Shawshank Redemption script. I'm about halfway through, maybe. And seeing how Frank Darabont writes, there's some differences. The things that always get me in scripts is when they write caps in certain areas that, why are they using caps? It seems like Frank Darabont uses caps for sounds. Like the jail door clanged open, that's in caps. Whereas Christopher Nolan and Goyer, they use caps all over The Dark Knight. I just don't know why. Maybe it's just to draw attention to a certain thing. They'll use caps to describe, a truck, or the Bat Pod is in caps one time. But it's been very helpful. If you're a screenwriter, read scripts. It'll help you format stuff, especially a movie you've seen so many times and you know the scenes oh, that's how that's written. So it may help you when you're doing a certain scene that way. And I still have yet to go to an actual movie theater since January of 2020, but gearing up. Once Black Widow comes to theaters, I do want to see that in theaters at least. And that's around my birthday time. Ooh, so that'll be a birthday gift to me. I did take another course on setting up a print-on-demand store in Etsy. I did create the store. You can go onto Etsy. It's called Poppy's Swag, POPPYSSWAG. I've had it under Artist Matters, but, well, it was a good course, but you have to sell your stuff for a